Welcome back to a new episode of the Animal Odyssey. Today we're diving deep into one of the greatest mysteries of the natural world, animal migrations. But not just the usual stories you've heard before. Today we uncover hidden journeys that are so extreme, so unexpected, they might just change how you see the animal kingdom forever. Get ready to meet tiny adventurers, flying rivers of life, and creatures whose mysteries still puzzle scientists today. Let's jump right in. When people talk about epic migrations, the Arctic tern often gets all the fame. But few know about its remarkable cousin, the long-tailed skua, a bird that performs one of the most complicated and tactical migrations ever recorded. Each year, these agile flyers breed in the harsh Arctic tundra during a short summer window, racing against the clock to raise their chicks. As soon as the breeding season ends, they set off on a perilous journey south, travelling nearly 14,000 miles to reach the southern hemisphere's oceans. What's incredible is how they hunt mid-migration. Rather than simply flying, long-tailed skuas are opportunistic predators. They steal fish from other seabirds, dive for food themselves, and even hunt small rodents in stopover areas. Their migration isn't just endurance, it's a high-speed survival game. Scientists have discovered that some individuals fly along enormous looping routes shaped by seasonal winds, helping them conserve energy. Incredibly, despite their massive journey, they weigh only a little over half a pound. They're proof that the Arctic isn't just home to survivors. It's home to elite aerial strategists. Most people picture dragonflies lazily hovering near ponds. But the globe skimmer dragonfly, Pantala flavescens, redefines what it means to be a traveller. These tiny marvels embark on the longest insect migration in the world, covering up to 11,000 miles across continents and oceans. Scientists were stunned to discover that these dragonflies can detect atmospheric conditions, using wind currents to glide vast distances while conserving energy. Instead of random flying, they ride monsoon winds, crafting a journey so efficient it's been called the ultimate survival flight. Even more fascinating, this migration isn't completed by a single individual. Instead, one generation flies a portion of the trip, mates and dies, and then the next generation continues the migration, inching toward distant breeding grounds over time. Their journeys link ecosystems across Asia, Africa, and even parts of Australia, making these tiny flyers global connectors. Some researchers even believe globe skimmers may have originated in ancient times when continents were closer together, giving them a genetic blueprint for epic voyages. Every year on Christmas Island, an event unfolds that's so dramatic it turns the landscape into a living, moving sea of scarlet. Over 50 million red crabs simultaneously leave their forest burrows, marching toward the Indian Ocean to reproduce. The timing of this mass migration is perfectly synchronized with the lunar cycle and the start of the wet season, triggered by the first heavy rains. This migration is so vital to the island's ecosystem that the crabs are considered keystone species. As they move, they clear the forest floor, allowing new seedlings to grow and reshaping the entire forest structure. In some years, if rains are late or roads are too busy, millions of crabs perish, prompting conservationists to build bridges, culverts, and even crab fences to help them cross safely. During peak migration, drivers have to sweep crabs off the roads just to get to work. And here's the kicker. Each female lays up to 100,000 eggs into the sea. Only a minuscule fraction survive, but those that do return years later to continue the crimson march of life. The world's smallest migrating bird, the ruby-throated hummingbird. They may be tiny, but the ruby-throated hummingbird achieves a migration that would humble any athlete. Every spring and fall, these birds make a 500-mile non-stop flight across the open waters of the Gulf of Mexico, a brutal journey with no food, no water, and no rest. In preparation, they nearly double their body weight, packing on fat reserves that act as in-flight fuel tanks. Amazingly, they time their departure with seasonal winds and weather patterns to maximize their chances of survival. Yet storms, headwinds, and exhaustion still claim many along the way. Their metabolism is so extreme during migration that if they don't find food within hours after landing, they risk starving to death. On top of that, these hummingbirds are masters of navigation, using a combination of the sun, stars, and even the Earth's magnetic field to chart a perfect course. It's a story of sheer willpower packed into a creature that weighs less than a pencil. The Great Eel Mystery. A journey we still don't understand. Some migrations are mapped, others remain riddles. Enter the European and American eels, whose lives are more mysterious than a spy thriller. Born deep in the Sargasso Sea, these eels drift as larvae toward the shores of Europe and North America, a voyage that can take up to 3 years. Once they arrive, they transform into glass eels, then mature into freshwater or coastal eels, living for decades in rivers and estuaries. When it's time to breed, they vanish into the Atlantic again, retracing their steps without any clear guide, and somehow every eel, no matter where it lived, finds its way back to the Sargasso. But here's the wild part. Scientists still don't know exactly how they navigate such vast distances. And when they spawn, they die, leaving no witnesses. Despite modern satellite trackers, deep-sea expeditions and countless studies, no one has ever observed an eel mating in the wild. It's a true migration mystery that has baffled science for centuries and keeps fueling new theories year after year. The Serengeti's secret migration, straw-coloured fruit bats. While the Serengeti's great wildebeest migration captivates millions, another migration happens quietly, high above the treetops. Each year, nearly 10 million straw-coloured fruit bats leave the rainforests of the Congo Basin and migrate to Kasanka National Park in Zambia. This mass movement forms the largest mammal migration on Earth, yes, even larger than the wildebeest herds. The bats travel over 1,200 miles to reach fruit-laden forests, drawn by seasonal abundance. Once there, they roost in giant colonies, hanging shoulder to shoulder from trees so weighed down they sometimes snap under the load. At dusk, they pour into the skies in swirling clouds so dense they block out the stars. Beyond being a natural spectacle, these bats serve as vital seed dispersers, replanting forests, supporting biodiversity, and preventing desertification across huge swaths of Africa. Without them, entire ecosystems would begin to collapse. They may be unsung heroes, but their journey reshapes the continent every single year. From tiny dragonflies soaring across oceans to secret eel migrations no one can fully explain, the natural world is bursting with hidden journeys that boggle the mind. And what you've seen today, it's just the tip of the iceberg. Stay tuned for even more unbelievable wildlife stories in our next episode. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. If you enjoyed today's journey, don't forget to subscribe to the Animal Odyssey. There's a whole world of wonders waiting for us to discover together.